Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to another TEW2020 episode. You join us for our final show of 1984, where we hope to go out with a bang, and then after this particular episode we'll have a wee look at the various awards around the world, see who dominated in terms of the Power 500 and who had the Company of the Year, etc. And I'm expecting New Japan to probably take up most of these acclaims. We're a couple of months out from WrestleMania. I'm not going to give away names unless they pop up, but we do have some people coming in from Georgia Championship Wrestling, pretty much to just make sure we have the biggest card possible when we sign off at WrestleMania 1. So looking forward to that, but we still have to get everyone in position to be there, and hopefully we can have another good show here. Last time we done this show last year, we had 44,000. We're actually now in a position where we can actually run it in a different area, and we probably will be looking at being in the 50,000s. In fact, I'm actually going to try and target getting our highest attendance ever so far. The 77 show rating gives us a good opportunity to beat that as well, because we do have a very strong card. So without further ado, we'll crack into it. As always, you want to, as I say, get the game. And in the description there's a link to the Grey Dog software shop, and for mods and other people's booking. That's very good as well. Check all out in the description as well. And of course, you want to get social, you know what to do. So without further ado, we'll jump straight in it. There's a wee quick glance at the match card. Book analysis says that Nikita Koloff is being slightly overused, but we do have to use him to get him a bit more over. This is the first show, which will give you an idea how far ahead some booking and pre-recording goes. That's under the 1.17 patch, so by the time of recording we might be a wee bit further on from that, or by the time it goes live I should say. So the Edward Jones Dome gives us 57,366 in attendance, which I do believe is a record, but we will confirm that. And we start the show just by really hyping up our co-main event for tonight, and that is the Hulkster and Bob Backlund who've had a bit of an issue together. They'll be in the opposite teams, as it's Andre and Hogan versus Backlund and Schultz. So Backlund has been just dead set that it's been Hulk Hogan that caused the injury. It was Hulk Hogan that put him on the shelf, and his life has been a misery because of the ever rise of the Hulkster. Only a 64, Bob Backlund was very poor trying to improvise, thanks to Hulkster not liking to be scripted, but the crowd did benefit from this. It got the crowd hot as well. Not the best start in the world. I was kind of hoping to try and get up in the 80s, but we'll take it. Opening contest was an 8-man tag, and it was a good matchup that saw the heel team of Bruiser Brody, Gino Hernandez, Jake Roberts, Don Morocco defeat the Funks and the Road Warriors in 1758 when Gino Hernandez pinned Terry Funk. Just giving these guys something to do. I didn't feel like I wanted a tag team championship match because there is a few tag team matches. But it just was an occasion where we can give the Road Warriors a defeat, they don't need to take the fall, and it gives us some heels we can use going forward. Performance-wise, everyone is actually in between a 70 and a 78, so pretty similar levels there, and just Animal with a steel gimmick. Moving along, one man that we have recruited is Scott Hall, and he certainly didn't look like that in 1984, but we're just building him up and he cuts a promo. And he's going to be in action next. That was just a 35. His match was a Steal the Show match, which only gathered a 42. But two excellent workers here, as in an abysmal match, Scott Hall defeats Phil LaFawn in 804 using that Razor's Edge. So still is Scott Hall. We're not going to go Razor Ramon or anything, but Scott picks up the victory with a 42 in our lower card of the show. Moving along, we had a bout that had great heat and good wrestling, and the vicious Stan Hansen defeats Kurt Hennig in 1331 with a Western Lariat. A 79 here. Simple burial of Kurt Hennig continues as Hansen progresses with a good victory going forward. We then had the Intercontinental Championship on the line, and it was about that had great heat and good wrestling, and we had Larry Zbyszko defeat Hector Guerrero in 1715 with a shoulder breaker. It was the 11th defence of the IC title for Larry Zbyszko in a 78 rated match. This one was interesting. I actually had a temptation to give Hector Guerrero the shock victory, but in the end we keep the belt on Zbyszko. He's in a very lengthy reign and has been just a very good guy to carry that championship, a proper worker's belt. We then have an alliance formed backstage between Tommy Rich and Jerry Lawler. They're going to be in tag team action next in Night 84. One of them's going to turn at one point, but still not time just yet. And they were taking on the Koloffs, and it was about to have a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling as Jerry Lawler and Tommy Rich defeat the Koloffs in 13:46 when Jerry Lawler pinned Ivan Koloff with the pile driver. So the reason for this one is basically getting Nikita Koloff in this kind of matchup can only enhance his reputation. He's getting a big stage, learning off the good workers as well. So a 77 as the Koloffs take a defeat. Jerry Lawler also looked really good out there, which is good to see. And the co-main event, which looks like we maybe should have made the main event, a superb matchup saw the team of Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan defeat Bob Backlund and David Schultz in 18:15 when Hulk Hogan pinned Bob Backlund with a big leg drop. So the booking of the Hulkster has been absolutely stellar. You can see that in the fact that his in-ring performance is now getting a 91. So we've properly booked him strong, and him and Andre pick up the victory. An absolutely fantastic match. Ric Flair cuts a promo which was just a 65. Ric's promos have been very poor in this mod, which is disappointing to see. And his title defence is coming up next. It was against a new signing, and it was an 87 rated matchup, and about to had great heat and good wrestling as Ric Flair defeats Michael Hayes in 17:34 by submission. Ric Flair makes defence number 3 of the WWF World Heavyweight title. So an 87 there, Flair with 84, Michael Hayes with 71, and overall the show itself draws an 85, increases our popularity in 10 regions. I imagine the tri-state would be the one we don't gain in because that's almost over. But we'll do our first cut to the main screen because there's a few things I want to cover. First and foremost, we'll obviously just have a wee look at the rating, and then we'll back out and we'll have a wee look and see how the PW 500 went down. So the show itself got fantastic reviews. It was awesome, so that's good to see. Seeing if there's anyone there that's available to sign. Not particularly. Tully Blanchard, that we've been scouting, has now fully recovered from his injury, as you saw there. Andre the Giant says Scott Hall doesn't connect with the fans. Viewing figures was 732,000, and that's a buy rate of 1.46. So, let's take a wee gander into our top 100. So in terms of how good the show was, it's our 6th best show, but you can see everything has been quite recently. So there's 4 shows in December that have all been over an 85 rating, and there's other Raw there. So certainly the shows I've been putting on recently have been absolutely knocking it out the park. Top match is still... Oh, there's a common theme here actually. The top 5 matches all have Larry Zbyszko in them. I was going to say they mostly have Andre, but the second one doesn't, and then that match up there with Backlund and Schultz instead of Dutch Mantel, that was in at my 6th best match of all time. It was the highest ever attended show by 2,366 fans, although that would be because that particular area would have been capped out. There wouldn't be another stadium close to it. And then buy rates, we just beat October by 0.01. But anyway, that's how we look just now. Let's take a wee gander at the PWI, or the Power 500 Awards. Here we go then. Wrestler of the Year, shock horror, goes to someone from New Japan. Genichiro Tenryu is your winner. It's the 2nd time that he has won this particular award. Will state, this is the first time I'm seeing it in any of the awards as well, so we're learning together. Company of the Year went to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Not surprised. Team of the Year went to Antonio Inoki and Buzz Sawyer. They are going to have all the best matches, so I do firmly expect them to wipe the floor here. Match of the Year went to Riki Choshu defeating Bob Orton Jr. at New Japan Slam of No Fear, which happened back in May. And the show of the year went to, I believe that's All Japan for their Summer Action Series number 2. Young Wrestler of the Year went to Nobiko Takada, who I believe, no, he didn't win it last year. I'm sure he did win some awards. It may have been actually the Sim that he won some of the awards, but yeah, he's been someone to keep an eye out on in this. And the Veteran Wrestler of the Year was the Canadian grappler Abdullah the Butcher at the age of 48. Female Wrestler of the Year went to Bull Nakano. That's the first time. Oh, she's only 16 in this and she's won it, so there you go. Best Women's Wrestler by the age of 16. The Most Improved Company. Yay! We won something! The Most Improved Company. So we took some strong steps, I think, this year. Obviously went to pay-per-view. We went more aggressive on written contracts. And in terms of a size increase, I think that's probably justified that we've become the most improved company in the world. Independent Wrestler of the Year also went to Bull Nakano. Manager of the Year went to Roddy Piper. And Announcer of the Year went to Gordon Soley. Colour commentator I should say, went to Jesse the Body Ventura with New Japan and the AWA. And the Referee of the Year went to Joe Higuchi. So the Power 500. Well, I've already got it filtered to who's in the WWF, so perfect. So in terms of where our guys place, we had Dusty in at number 5. Obviously these guys will wrestle elsewhere, so that will probably boost their ratings or their positions. Don Morocco very strong there in 13th place. Can we use the tab down? Nope, that's not allowing me to do it there. Can we use the tab here? There we go. So Don Morocco done well. I did say previously there was some matches where he was getting over, but he wasn't particularly winning any matches here. But you can see a lot of the 99s, or just even the matches in light blue, that are predominantly like wrestling from Florida, so he's certainly getting over there. Stan Hansen's just come back, but he was doing some good stuff with New Japan. Terry Funk obviously doing some good work with All Japan. Nature Boy, he's been with us for quite a while actually, but of course would have spent the first half of the year with Mid-Atlantic before they went under, and he's been a very, very strong asset. You can see there he's down from number 5. We'll just cover the wrestlers in the top 100 as well. Andre, been with us the whole time, is down 11. He's at 24. Jake Snake in at 34. Larry Zbyszko in at 39. Woohoo McDaniel at 43. Someone that's exclusively just been with us, the Hulkster, up from 92 last year to 46. As I say, he's just someone, especially those recent matches, that's just starting to knock it out of the park effectively, although he has pretty much been teaming with Andre the whole time. 51 Jim Duggan, who's up as well. Tommy Rich is down 1 position to 61. Dory Funk Jr. at 63. Gene Hernandez at 67, he's been way down this year. Jerry Lawler at 69. Bruiser Brody down from number 9 to 70, so that's the difference from Japan to the US. Bob Backlund at 72. Dr. David Schultz at 84. Kurt Hennig at 86, he's actually up despite losing the belt. Hector Guerrero at 89, and to finish it all, Mil Mascaras at 92. If you've got a keen eye, you'll see some spoilers there for some future talents. If you don't, well, you'll see them probably at the end of the year show, end of month show. We'll get there eventually for January. A few other things, because obviously it is a new month, so the size you can see comfortably in big now, so we can relax it a little bit, but I just want to keep having the best shows possible, because there's obviously a good opportunity here to smash certain attendances, which can allow us to get the achievements. I doubt we'll get to 70,000 for WrestleMania, but we'll go all out with it. We'll give a major celebrity, major band, the lot, just to see how much we can boost that particular thing, because it won't have the importance level at all. It'll be a fresh new event, so we need to try and push it from there. Financially, best profits, best ever profits, 2.5 million, 1.976 in pay-per-view. Revenue, ticket sales were just under 3 million, so overall pretty happy with that, considering ticket sales for the July there was 2 shows we can be very, very pleased with that. Merchandise is continuing to grow and is at its highest ever level. And speaking of merchandise, shall we have a wee quick nosy at that? We'll see that our main people for that is the Hulkster, Andre the Giant, Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, Jerry Lawler, Kurt Hennig, and we have Tommy Rich, Larry Zbyszko, and Woohoo McDaniel. Terry Funk makes up the top 10. I have been doing it rapid and slowly gaining that. I just feel like we're making enough money. We can continue to gain and improve this particular department, and hey, it's going to get us a good bit of money there, probably. I'd say over $1 million. So that's always one thing to look at. But that's us for this particular episode. Just a couple more to go, but hopefully we can have the stellar ending. Just to give you an idea, we have 62 people on the main roster. I done an open forum for the last event with people with morale issues, and it was 20 of them. So there you go, a third of the roster are pissed off. That's what happens when you have a poor backstage. So I knew I was doing when I started the save and getting it. I've enjoyed it, but as I say, we will call it at WrestleMania, just because backstage is a mess on an old database. But who knows, down the line there may be, as I say, a mod that becomes available in this kind of era, and we can jump back in. So hopefully you'll join us for the January event. 3 more shows, let's make them memorable. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.